All right, we are back again to suffer in the Black Marble game. Welcome back to Enigma. I don't know that I need to explain this game every time I play it, but I'll explain this game briefly every time I play it. It's been 2 years. Have I seen this before? Tutorial or training? We can pick a slightly less busy level to start off with. There, nothing going on here. All right. So this is Enigma. It is an action-y puzzle game. This is an open source, free, modern port of an old PC game series called Oxide, spelled Oxyd. It's for Mac, DOS, Amiga, and Atari ST. And you control in most levels. You control this black marble here with the mouse. And there is a physics system in play with how the marble moves around. So it's not, you move the mouse a set amount and then the ball moves a corresponding amount. When you move the mouse, you are applying a force to the marble, and then it moves. That gives it a certain amount of momentum, and it'll, keep moving with inertia, which exists in this game. So if I go really fast and let go, the marble will just keep moving for a while like that. So the action part of the game comes into play, and there are, obstacle course levels where you have to navigate, find terrain, dodge hazards, dodge enemies, all while you're controlling this little marble guy here with the mouse. And it's a good time. Sometimes it's a bad time, but even when it's a bad time, it's a good time. And the puzzle aspect comes into play because the goal of most levels is to match all of these oxide stones. And you can see they are the blue thingies here. They usually have a distinct tile, a distinct look from, say, walls, but in some levels they look exactly the same. So part of the level is figuring out where the oxides actually are. And when you hit one, they open up with a symbol, and you match them like concentration. There's a blue here, and there's a blue here in the upper left corner, so when I match them, they stay open. And once you match all of them, you beat the level. So most levels basically just boil down to you need to match all the oxides. And the problem is getting to them and matching them. And that's where all the puzzles come into play. Because the level is trying to actively prevent you from getting to the oxides, and you need to solve the puzzles or dodge everything that's trying to kill you, as the case may be, in order to actually match them. So here's a lot more complicated level showing off lasers and items. So here all the oxides are the black stones in the upper half of the screen. And there's a laser generator on the left. And there are all these coins lying around here that I can pick up. And when I roll over one, that pops into my inventory in the bottom of the screen. And there's a coin slot over here on the left. And if I insert a coin into the slot, the laser will turn on briefly. And when the laser hits one of the oxides, it'll turn on. So we have a set amount of laser blasts in order to match all of them. And each time I run over one of these steel switches, the corresponding mirror will rotate. So we need to set up some laser paths. In order to match everything. Oops, laser had not turned off already. Almost done. That light blue is the one on the right. Should actually move all of the mirrors in place. There we go. All right, so that's a more puzzling level in Enigma. I did not actually try the second quest. So we're going to try some levels that I haven't actually played before. I haven't played anything in the 11th set. Although it does come up that I have 2% solved here because I have solved a couple of levels here previously, but they were in earlier sets. Sometimes when they release an update, they move levels around. So there are 2 levels in here that I have actually solved before when they were in earlier sets, but in the latest update they moved them in order to set 11 for some reason, so they're over here. Other than that, I had not seen any of the levels in this pack before, I don't think. Whoa. Start up the random music in iTunes. I can actually adjust the volume here. And we're just going to try random levels. I'll probably be very liberal with the skip button. If I decide that I don't really feel like trying to solve one, we'll just see how many we get through, if any. It's quite possible that we won't solve any levels today. So each pack starts off with a level like this, where they're just a bunch of oxides, and you have to match them all, but there is a time limit. So you can see there's a little wavy icon up here in the upper left. That indicates a timer block. Every so often it'll activate something. And in each of these levels, it activates, I don't know the exact name for it, call it a fart block. It makes a fart noise. And when it activates, every oxide that you've matched closes and they all reset. So there's effectively a time limit on the amount of time you have to match every oxide before the level resets. The time limit seems pretty long here. Yeah, it's a minute. Because there are so many, you need a minute in order to match them all. If you were talking about the title screen music, maybe it was used in DX Ball. It's Pentagonal Dreams by Necros. So it wasn't originally written for a game. But it's been used in various things, so maybe it was used in DX Ball. See black around somewhere. Green was here. Yes. Black's here. Oops. Brown was over here. No, it wasn't. the bottom left. Okay. I'm a little sketchy about getting this. We're probably not going to beat this. All right. We're just going to start this one over. Did I see brown? How was that green? There it is. Dark green. Yeah, that sounds right. I think I've seen that on like Moby Games or something before. Black was over here. Oh. We're already at a minute. I wasn't paying attention at the time. The time limits on all of these introductory levels tends to be pretty tight, as you can see. So it helps to just get lucky and happen to find some matches right off the bat. Not the same green. There we go. All right. We're out of there. Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at here, but I'm seeing rock, paper, scissors. Okay, so it looks like if you hit a block with a symbol, it'll destroy all blocks it's touching that it would beat. So if I were to hit this paper symbol right above me, it should destroy all 3 of the rock blocks it's touching. Yeah. Okay, so the puzzle here is these 5x5 walls are blocking paths to the oxides to the left and right. So I need to somehow tunnel my way through these in order to get to the oxides. This probably isn't going to work. Probably wanted to hit that first. So, taking it as an example, to the left of this scissors block I'm next to is a paper block. And notice that paper block doesn't beat anything it's adjacent to, which means that it's always preferable to get rid of it. It won't ever be useful, so it's only taking up space. So we're always in a better situation if we get rid of it. Same as this paper block up here to the left. It's always preferable to get rid of that because it doesn't beat anything it's next to. So generally it looks like the strategy here is trying to identify everything I can hit that blocks something that isn't useful before you actually get rid of the ones that are useful. So now I can hit this block, this rock, because none of those scissors are useful. I have a bit of a problem here. You need to break something in order to get further in here. But everything that will break is potentially useful. I'm not sure this is a good idea, but I'm going to try that. This gives us an in over here. This will work. Do this. And I can just get through here. All right. I don't know that we'll remember how we did that. Okay. It's safe to hit this. None of these other blocks are necessarily safe to hit. Well, yeah. Well, this paper is fine. Because that rock is not doing anything. Which now means we can get in this way. That's fine. I think I need to hit... I need to hit this scissors down here. Before I hit this rock. Okay, we're fine. If I hit this and clear that rock, and then hit that scissors, we're in here. All right. That was kind of interesting. Oh, okay, we're just going to die immediately. That's an interesting gimmick on this level. And I assume because it's called Gestures 1 that there will be more in that vein later, probably with larger configurations. Alright, so this is just spawning enemies constantly. Good. We love to see it. There's very low friction in here, so I'm barely moving the mouse. I'm just kind of schmoving around. I've never seen this many enemies in one level at one time. I'm just kind of interested in seeing how the game handles this. Alright, hold up. Just realized I should turn off system notifications so that you don't see the very bottom of the iTunes thing every time the track changes. Alright, so is this just as simple as getting into the corners? No. Alright, the problem is getting into the corners. I mean, it's easy to manage them like I was, just kind of running slow circles. But when I get as far into the corner to move them around, things immediately start spiraling out of hand. Things get out of hand. Ouch. Not very nice. Ouch. We have 3 lives. We might be able to just tank this. Okay, we were not able to just tank that. Alright. Alright, I don't like the... It's gonna lock me in here? Okay, so these blocks with the arrows on them are stones, and I just picked up a magic wand. If you hit a stone with the magic wand, then it will reverse directions. So, and the stones will go across the water, and they will activate these blocks over here. These are pearls, which are oxides, but they show what color they are, so you don't need to remember what they are. They typically show up in levels with a ton of them. where they do special things when you clear them, like one will go away and one will stay as a wall. So you have to very systematically tunnel your way through, you know, like 50, 100 of them. There isn't a gimmick here. I thought it was like it was gonna somehow hide them. So you have to memorize exactly where they all are. But I think the gimmick here is just you have to remember them between screens. Like, you know, once you screen transitioned up here, you wouldn't be able to go back down. So you have to do it all by memory. But you can refresh your memory anytime you want. It's actually not a whole lot to this level in that case. I guess there is a trick that you have to be a little careful because since the stones go away, you can only hit them once. So if you make a mistake, you have to restart. Like, this is the most recent set, so I'm expecting all the levels to be just horribly complex, just absolute nonsense. So just pleasantly surprised that that level was very straightforward. Okay. So we can see that some of these are walls, and some of them you can just kind of pass through. And there's no way to tell which one is which without actually just trying them. Very 90s puzzle design. Alright, so this might be a pain in the butt. It might be hard to see the texture here, but these black tiles to the right of me, those are outer space tiles. And what happens is when the marble goes over them, you completely lose all control. But there's also zero friction whatsoever. So the marble will just keep going at exactly the velocity it had until it leaves the outer space. And so these skull blocks, I think, obviously will kill you if you run into them. So in order to get to the right side of this, which seems to be necessary, you need to very carefully thread the needle here. And you're unable to course correct once you're in outer space. Well, we'll see how this goes. I think this is going to work. All right. So we have a 5-cent coin. The trick to playing this game, I have discovered, is to use the trackpad on my laptop. It makes it significantly easier to make it through segments like that, as opposed to using a mouse. Alright, so I have 2 places I can use this. That would be outstanding. Alright. So what color is this? This is red, and that's blue. So I need to use this. Presumably this coin slot will open this door over here. So I need to grab the other coin and the disc and get out of there. I also probably want to hit that switch, which I expect will activate this laser. And we're going to do a trick here. Because when this laser is on, it'll block my access to the left side of the screen. So I'm going to place an item down here to block the laser. Oops. Okay, well, I just used the other coin, which is not something I wanted to do. I have to reset. Let's try that again, this time with not wasting that coin. Alright. So I can use this disc here, which will get me an extra coin, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to use 1 coin here to get to that. And that's probably fine. And then I'm going to use the other coin to do something secret. We'll get to in a second. Oops. Okay, that did not do what I was expecting it to do. In fact, that didn't do anything. Perfect. Sometimes you get outplayed. And the coin slot, which is obviously connected to this door, is not actually connected to that door at all. I am thinking we're looking at a second screen situation here. So a fun thing is, in addition to these green blocks that are walls, and these green blocks that are, tunnels, there are also some of them that move if you hit them hard enough. And so it's possible we're looking at one of those. It's also possible that we can just walk through one of these walls. I'm just going to mash the marble against the boundaries of this room first. This over here is a little suspicious. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's one that moves. However, it doesn't seem that there's actually anything under it. Okay. Yeah, that's probably it. Although the problem is you can't actually do that. The only way to get this block out is to kill these night blocks. And in order to do that, we need to turn the laser on in order to turn one of the coins into a sword, which is the secret thing I mentioned. I guess I can show that off. It's possible to just kind of barely inch my way onto this tile and grab the sunglasses without hitting the laser. And you can see the coin turn into a hammer. And if you hit the hammer again with a laser, it'll turn into a sword. Okay. And also if you hit an extra life with a laser, it turns into sunglasses. And when you're holding the sunglasses, blocks you can pass through will turn invisible. So as you can see, there are no other invisible passages off of the screen, but that doesn't mean there isn't a way off of the screen. It is possible that one of these blocks over here pushes, like this one over here. We're going to do the shuffle here again. I'll grab that. I'll grab the sunglasses. Now it's a sword. Okay, so one more time. Alright. So these black knights over here, if you hit them and you don't have a sword, it will kill you. But if you have a sword, you will chop off all its limbs. So we love Monty Python references in this household. And then once you've hit it 4 times, you can pass through it. And sometimes there can be things hidden under them. That does not appear to be the case. Is that just fake? No. All right. So there is this extra block here, and now that we can pass through these, we can now free this and move it wherever we want. Including using it to block this laser in a safer way. Problem is, I don't know what else we would do with this block. There has to be something else attached to this door that'll open it. But there are no other obvious switches anywhere on this screen, which, as Obscuratory mentioned, suggests the existence of another screen. That is a pretty common trick in these levels, where it'll look like there's only one screen, but actually there is more than one. Now we're going to start bashing all of these blocks and see if we can get through. I took the disc out of the door here because it was possible when I was smacking the walls here, I could have accidentally hit that disc and then gone in through the door. And if the door closes on you, you die. That was just a little safety measure. Alright, so I've hit all of these walls except the ones down here in this nook, the ones in the right nook, as well as the ones above these skull blocks. And if it's one of these ones with the skull blocks, that is unpleasant, and I don't particularly feel like trying that out, because I will bounce off the wall and die. Keep coming back to this block, and why it's here. I can't think of any possible reason it would be here. Alright, well. The one thing we could potentially do with that coin is if you push a block over a coin, it will increase in value. There's like a 1 cent, a 5 cent, and a 10-cent coin. And so what we could potentially do is turn the 5-cent coin into a 10-cent coin and then laser that. The problem is if you laser a 10-cent coin, you just get an extra life. So that also does not feel useful. We could get the hammer back. Could laser the sword and get the hammer back. But I don't think the hammer breaks any of these green blocks. I'm almost positive it does not. It is... I'll try that. That would be pretty unsatisfying, but I'm pretty sure that is possible. Because I'm pretty sure you can just have a coin slot scripted to do whatever you want. Yep, okay, that was it. That was, yeah, like I said, a bit unsatisfying, but that's what you get in Enigma sometimes. All right. Okay, so I understand the basic concept of this level, but there is something weird going on here. Does this move? This has to move, right? No, sure doesn't. Okay, so these pipe blocks over here, if you attach these move around like normal blocks. But if you attach pipe segments so they connect, they will move together. So this is, well, that's actually real bad. I will not show what I was hoping it would show. Move that first. So now if I hit this, these both will move as though it's one block. And if I try to hit this up, it won't go up. It won't disconnect. They're stuck permanently. Permanently in quotes. There are ways to detach them. And if you have a fully connected set of pipe blocks with no open ends, so we notice these can all connect into kind of a staircase pattern. And if I connect them all together and drop them into a pit, they will form floor, but only if they're fully connected. If there is an open end, it'll just float over the pit until it... So the obvious solution here is you need to connect all of them and move them into the pit in order to get to the oxides in the upper right corner. The problem is you can't actually push them up that way because there's no way to push a block up from this point. One of these has to move, right? Yeah, okay. Probably fine like that. So we need to get this one first. Now we're going to be pushing blocks up through here, and then there's an extra little passage over here we can use to shove them to the right. In order to get that out, we need to move this one back down, which means we're going to have to do a whole lot of stuffing these blocks over here on the left side in order to make room for it. Actually, this might suffice for now. Nope, because I just locked those in place. Gotta be a little more careful about that. I think this is okay. Maybe that won't quite work. I was thinking about just stashing this over here, but I can't bring that one down. That doesn't quite work. If I move this up one... Alright, this seems fine. I'll have to pull this one out later, but I think this setup right now is fine. Just leave that there. I might wanna pull this one out too. Where am I gonna stash that? I wanted to move this one down, but I can't. If I move it down here, I'm now stuck in this upper area until I move this. This one needs to be out of the way first. I'm trying to figure out where I can actually push that. Move it here. None of that actually helps me. This definitely needs to be out of the way. Can I rotate these in some other way? So I'm gonna move this for now. I might just put this back where it is, but see what this looks like with more space. Still can't move that down with that there. This isn't actually better. That doesn't actually let me do anything that having that block over here would have done. I still can't move this one down here. I can move it here. And I'm not certain is actually helpful. So once it's down here, I'm still trapped behind it, so I need to move it over here. And once there's a block here and a block here, these are now pinned and I can't get across there. I get a third block here. Okay, I could get it. Yeah, so I can move this one down too. Then I could push this one down and then over here. So I have 3 blocks in this column. But then the problem is because if one of these is over here, I can't move this one past it because they'll connect here. And that's no good. That's not actually helpful. It would be really helpful if this block was over here in this place. That would require a lot of reshuffling. I'm going to reset this. Once I move this up, well, it's already kind of stuck here. Can I get this one up here instead? Free up a little bit of space there. Probably. This is not actually pulling from the right playlist. Hold on just a second. Play U2 for some reason. Get us turbo DMCA'd. We're going to see iTunes for a minute. Hold up. Okay. Well, do have the correct playlist open. All right. All right. There's definitely some kind of tricky move here, where I get these blocks in the right place that I'm not currently able to find. Not sure that this... Actually, this might be good. I think this is good. Hold up. We might be cooking here. Not quite. Because I can pull this block out here. No, I can't. I can push it down, but then we're still stuck here. All right, false alarm. Not only would I get DMCA'd, but also Bono would come to my house and personally beat me up. Would it be helpful to put a block here? I think I can actually do that without making something else inaccessible. Let's move that out of the way first. Push this here. That's fine. That's interesting, but again we have the problem where I can't push this block up this way past it because it'll attach. I don't know that I can bring anything else over here. Could I swap that? That work? I'm not certain that actually works. This would be useful if I can bring this block down here, if I can swap this curve with that one. I'm not certain I can do that. Put curve here and here. Curve here and here. And here. I'm not positive that's actually possible. What if I put this here? What if we just did that? Cool. All right. Well, hopefully we remember how to do that. Accidentally hitting a block in the wrong way 7 minutes into the puzzle and having to reset is very much the Enigma experience in a nutshell. That wasn't actually hard to recreate. We're good. I need to actually push that first. Well, it would be fine. Wouldn't have ruined the puzzle, but that does need to be over there before I shove this up. Just gonna push that up there. I think at this point, this is basically just solved. Unless we do that exact same thing again. Everything's fine, don't worry about it. How does this work? This is up by 2. Okay. Probably would have fine just up by 1. I didn't need to push that up twice. We all love this game's idiosyncratic puzzle input system. Okay, I'm not certain I agree with that. I've messed up this level in exactly the same way 3 times, which is a sign I should try to do something differently there. Find a somewhat safer way to maneuver around that corner besides whatever it is I'm apparently doing there, because that is not working out. Walking around corners very gingerly. All right. We've now placed 2 blocks, 2 entire blocks. don't think it matters which one of these I push down first. I want to push this up or down, definitely, or up or right. I could push that down, that would be a trick. Okay, we're going to have a problem here if I don't move this out of the way. That's probably fine. Alright, getting there. We are getting there. Everyone looked forward to me tragically and comedically stumbling at the finish line. This is up. I think I just messed up there. Well, we'll find out. Pretty sure I just messed up. So I think if you complete the block while it's over a pit, it will not fall in. I think it has to be complete before you move it into the pit. Yeah. We love game mechanics. This time we'll just try to remember to not do that thing, in addition to all the other things we're not doing. That was a little dangerous. I didn't cut my speed around that corner as I was doing on the last attempt. Luckily, I did not take a weird bounce again. But it could have happened. I wanted to move the other one, because I'm going to have to move it anyway in order to get the other curve block around it. This isn't bad. This isn't broken. I'll just have to push this block around a lot in a way I wouldn't have had to if I pulled it down first. Basically just putting it where the other block was. Okay. It'll be okay if I just leave that there. This will fuse when I move it to the right. And then when I hit it again, it will actually make ground. Alright. We did it. That wasn't actually as hard as I made that. It was a pretty straightforward vanilla block level, but we found out all the ways we can do it incorrectly. So with that level solved, I'm going to go grab myself a glass of water. And when I get back, we'll check out what's going on with this one. This one looks like just a key maze. Alright, so we have a bunch of keys here and arrows. These arrows are one-ways, so you can enter them in any direction besides the one the arrow is pointing to. It doesn't seem to be relevant here, but that means that, for example, you can enter these blocks from the side. You can enter perpendicular to the arrow, just not from the way the arrow is pointing. And I didn't explain them before, but you can see there are discs and disc blocks here. And I think discs are fungible. I'm relatively certain they are, not 100% sure. Meaning that you can use any disc in any slot, and it can have various effects. I expect that in this level they will rotate the arrows. It actually rotated every single arrow on the map. Right, this level is kind of long. It seems potentially kind of annoying to keep track of. It's at least 3 screens wide, maybe more. I think this is forced at the start. Yeah, unless you want to get yourself stuck in a dead end, I think the only way to start this level is to grab this disc and put it in here. Okay, we can do some stuff on the left side. Okay, so this one here, this oxide to the right of me, has to be the last one we get. There's no way out of there. Okay, not quite a full 3 screens wide. 2 and some change. That was blue. out of keys. Is that the yellow? It was a yellow. Okay, good. I think in order to get to the right side, I need to leave a key here. Let's do that. There we go. Need another key in order to get down there. Oh, well, I'm stuck. Cool. Maybe we can slightly more systematically try to figure out paths in and out of these areas. Okay. Yellow. Okay, that's a pretty good start if I can get out of here. Okay. So if I can get that disc back, we no longer have to come to that side of the level anymore. Not sure we can get that back without... Can I get around there? Can I go up here? Does that work? This might work. Only maybe. Okay. Now the remaining oxide on the screen, the one far above the marble here, a little tricky to get to. I think we need all 3 discs in order to get up there. Yeah, pretty sure we need all 3 discs. So we need to get to the right side. Yeah. Two paths we can get there. I don't know if one is preferable. Now I can do this. I think I can grab that other disc back. Okay. All right. I think no matter what, in order to get to the right side, I need to leave this disc here. I'll take the upper path. Okay. Now we have all 3 discs and we can make it back to the left side. Good, this is what we wanted. Light blue. Kind of annoying to have to come back here because we're not going to match that right away. I want to do that. Oh, that's probably fine. Want a disc there. Disc here. And grab this disc back. Do I want to do that? I'll get over there. Yes, kind of like this. Blue. Blue was this one on the left, I think? No, that was red. Move this one up here. Yes, good. Light blue. Okay, we need to make it all the way back. Do we have to leave this disc here? No. Alright, we're fine. I'm going to go down this way. I'm going to take this path again. Do this weird double back and forth to get our keys back. Alright, so we just have 2 left. Get in there, or we can get in there like this. Yeah, that's fine. We just have this one and then the last one in the dead end. So, easy way to get there. Alright, this just works. Alright, so this is our first instance of 2 marbles. Not entirely sure what's going on here right now. Is there a laser somewhere? Yes, okay, I see the laser now. Right, so there is a black marble here in the upper left, and then there is a white marble top center. And you notice I have a yin-yang symbol in my inventory. If I use that item, we will switch control. So we are now the white marble. Alright, there's a thing going on here where to clear a path using those mirrors. Okay. Well, we'll get to what these pipe blocks are for later, these pipe items. But first we have some block shoving to do. Well, we might be killing ourselves with a laser at some point. So look forward to that. I needed the other... Problem? Maybe. We can fix this. Okay, we need to reset. We need to clear this left side before I shove a block down that path. And I wasn't sure that's possible, but it is. To get tricky with blocks. With this last mirror block down where I just had that other one, we can blast away that last block, and these are both still recoverable. Alright, good. Alright. Now, I don't think I need these mirrors anymore. I think it's probably fine to just cram this one over here. Like, that's probably okay. Alright, now we gotta use these pipes. So, this is a mail block over here to the right, as evidenced by the fact that it has a piece of mail on it. And if I run into it, it will take the first item on in my inventory and drop it to where that tube goes. So, if you notice, the little tube coming out of it is blue, like these pipes. So you can also lay down a track of pipes here, and it will crackle in my earbuds here. That's a little concerning. And so if there's a configuration of pipes leading off of it, the item will be deposited at the end of those pipes. So what I could do is create a track between the two mail blocks in order to shuffle items between the two marbles. A little skeptical that's actually possible, though, with this pipe configuration that I have right now. So what I really need is that hammer. I need the white marble to pass the hammer to the black marble. I have enough pipes here that this almost sort of works. I'm actually short by a couple of pipes. The white marble needs an extra straight, which it doesn't have. And the black marble also needs an extra straight. If I had both of those, I could do this. But I don't have those, regrettably. There's a possibility of being sneaky. Maybe. Not. I'll explain the sneaky bit in a second, but I'm not sure it's even possible to be sneaky in the way I'm thinking. Get it over there. The sneaky bit is it's possible to put pipe blocks under certain walls so you can sneak items through walls. I don't know if that's possible here. I'll try it. Yeah. So there is now a straight pipe block underneath. The wall here, so if I do that, we've now snuck out around that. So does this work? Hold up. Yeah, okay, so these pipes are now connected. So I can now pass block items between the two marbles. Huzzah. I can get most of these pipe blocks back now too, and this key. There's an inventory limit. Yellow. Where's that yellow at? It's a red, green, blue. Didn't find the yellow yet. So as we did before, I can turn this hammer into a sword with a laser. I probably want to break this block first. Maybe. That probably wasn't necessary. Oh, and we picked up a banana. You recall, it, like I said in the last level with the knights, it is possible for them to have items beneath one, and that one had a tasty fruit. Red was this one? Sure. Blue is over here. Only have yellow left. Okay. Now we need to get through that block right here. This one right here. And I think I don't remember. I have to check the manual. Can you check the manual? So what I'm thinking is, it is possible to go through these transparent blocks if you are invisible. There is an invisibility power-up, which seems mostly useless because you generally want to know where you are in this video game. But invisibility helps when there are enemies that track your location, because then they can't find you. And also you can pass through these transparent blocks while you're invisible. And you get invisible with a cherry, which I don't have right now. But it might be possible to turn the banana into a cherry with a laser. But I don't remember if that's how that interaction works. Don't remember. Can you turn? Maybe the coffee turns into a cherry? I'm pretty sure there is a way to generate cherries, but I don't remember. And the way you find that out is to pull up the game's manual, which I might have in my installation. I might need to go online for that. I don't know. We'll turn off the game capture here for a second as I open up Windows. All right. Reference manual. I do indeed have this locally. Excellent. Apparently I had caps lock on for quite a while. All right. Banana turns into a cherry when hit by a laser beam. Excellent. These are the things you just kind of have to know if you want to play this video game. We gotta set up this path again, because we gotta mail the cherry to our friend, the white marble. Is this gonna work? How did I do this before? And the problem is I've got a pipe underneath one of these blocks. Is it this one? Let me just lay these out how I had these before. And that there. That there. Vertical here. This turned here. I think it was like this. Okay, well, we'll find out. Well, let me try mailing an unimportant item first and see if that works. Yes, okay, that is set up correctly. Oh. Okay, you cannot mail a cherry. It disintegrates on arrival. Interesting. Well, if that's not it... Oh, okay, you needed to put it in the bag. That's why there's a bag in the level. We have once again fallen victim to game mechanics. Not like that. It's her. What color was this? This was red. That'll work. Just turn that off. Red, green, blue. All right. Okay, that's set up. Right. We'll send this hammer over. Green. I've already forgotten what green is. Green, blue, green's there. All right. can't imagine remembering where the colors are more than 3 seconds after I've activated them. I've already forgotten what this one is. Blue, sure, that sounds right. All right, I did need to break that first. Blue, cool. We'll hit this guy. All right, so the way the bag works, it's very, very weird item that seems useless until you make a level that specifically requires it, like this one. The bag holds items. So here, the bag is the first item in my inventory. I'm going to roll over that cup of coffee, and the coffee will go into the bag. You'll notice that it is not actually in my inventory properly. So if I put the bag down and pick the bag up, I will take any items that are inside of it out of it. So when I pick up the bag right now, you'll notice I'll pick up a bag and a cup of coffee, because the coffee is inside the bag. And so we can use that to safely transport the cherry to the other side of the mail. What I do here is put the cherry into the bag, then mail the bag over to the white marble. And now when the white marble picks up the bag, it will have a delicious cherry. That's how that one works. All right, so this looks like a pearl level where they will transform. So I'll hit this green one and then this green one, and then they'll match. And the first one I hit turns into a block, which I can push around, and the second one disappears. So I need to clear these pearls in such a way that I can move all of the resulting blocks onto these switches in order to activate. Oops, that was... I don't know why that turned into water. That seems bad. Oh, anyway, before I found out that that switch apparently turns that into water, you need to turn these pearls into blocks in such a way that you can push the blocks over these switches. And how many we're going to get here? 6, 7, 8, 14, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there are 14 switches. So the math checks out. That turned into water. I don't like that. Pretend that we are playing Splatoon. If you hop in the water, you will meet an untimely end. That was probably a mistake. Probably didn't want to actually do that. It's definitely not fine, but on the other hand, it's fine. Cool. Alright, so these switches also turn, just irrevocably turn some spaces into. So you want to avoid running over the switches as long as possible, which is not great. I think it's fine if we hit that one. That's okay if we hit this. That's perfectly fine. I think it's okay if we hit this. I'll do that. Maybe? Don't do that. I think that's okay. See, we're literally playing Splatoon right now. I have the upcoming tracks currently blocked with a folder on my desktop, so I had no idea that was actually coming up. Do I want to do that? I don't really want to push that right now. I want to do this one. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So this is fine at the moment. We do have at least one. We've either stepped on one or two switches, so there is one or two patches of secret water somewhere around here. I need to hit this switch. Wow. Didn't need to be that one specifically, but I did need to hit something in order to get around here. I'll put this on this right now. That's fine. Oops, cool. Oh good, the level just completely resets when you die. Excellent. The reason that levels do that... Well, I mean, I should have known that because I didn't have any lives. But levels will do that, where they give you no lives and they just reset automatically when you die, because it's possible... Okay. Still not pulling from my normal playlist. I just happen to have the soundtrack to Super Monkey Ball entirely in there. I'm trying something different, just instead of having the full iTunes open and playing from my normal stream playlist, I'm trying this from the mini player. And apparently the mini player does not pull from the playlist. It's just pulling from everything I have in iTunes, which is some random stuff in addition to the normal playlist. Which is why U2 happened earlier. So anyway, like I was saying, some levels will reset entirely when you die because it's possible to exploit them if you use a death restart. You can end up being able to push blocks in ways that you wouldn't normally be able to, or get backtracked to areas that you weren't supposed to get back to in ways that break the level. But more recent levels, they have a way to set a flag or something on the level so that when you die, you just automatically reset where you died from, to remove that as a problem entirely, but this one does not do that. This one just resets the level, which is not ideal, but that is part of the Enigma experience. Not entirely sure what I was thinking with this planning. I think I was trying to figure out a way to get through to the bottom half without actually stepping on a switch at any point. But that didn't actually work out. That's fine. Another thing we are not going to worry about. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this the other way. I think this is okay. That's not the order I wanted to do that in, but I think we're still okay. Lost mouse capture. Hi, good timing. All right, how do we want to do this? Tunnel in this way. Really want... I need to clear that yellow. Clear this blue. Is this okay? I think it's okay if we turn this into a block. I think this is fine. All right, I have some freedom here in how I dispose of these greens. Although now that I have hit that one is now destined to be a block. Go like this. We have a lot of junk here in the upper half of the puzzle. Which is not super great. See if we can clear some space over here. So what I want to do is, oops, well, almost swam into that. That was not great. I need to push a block into that from the right side. Like, what probably makes the most sense is to try to avoid pushing blocks onto switches as long as possible to keep all of your paths open. The problem is there's no way to tell what's going to close until you step on a switch and something turns into water. That's deeply inconvenient. Already stepped on that. have to push something up. I think I have to push this one up. Alright. There's a problem occurring here. We're quickly running out of space. Had to hit this guy, unfortunately. I push this up, is that okay? I think that's okay. See if we can avoid pushing any of these blocks onto those bottom switches. Well, no, the problem is it's going to clear the stuff on this row. Can I just stash one up there? I'm going to stash one over here. Might need to stash two over here. That might be problematic. Okay, well, I think I've run over every switch now. Meaning we're not going to lose any more space. So if we can get everything onto switches as it is, things will be great. There is a bit more freedom moving around than I thought there would be. It's possible this will work. It's also going to be a problem of getting between the two halves of the screen once we open this up. I want to stash a block here. If this works, from this position I can get a block on every switch. Question is what happens afterward. This is recoverable, okay. So as long as we don't mess up at the last possible minute, Very, very gingerly trying to knock this block into position without dying. Alright, there we go. We got it. Oh, there is. There's a lot going on here. Okay. So first off, this is a meditation level. So if you notice, there are 4 small white marbles, like the one we were controlling in the last level. In a meditation level, the goal is to get all of the white marbles in divots. Actually, it'll probably be easier if I just show you one. Find an early meditation level. Here we go. So I'm controlling all of these at the same time. They all move with the mouse in the same way. And once they are all in one of these little holes in the ground, and staying relatively still, that's when you win. So that's the ultimate goal of that level. A problem which should hopefully be, well, it might not be obvious, but if you look closely at this level, you will find there are no holes. So the first problem in the level is you need to either find or make some holes for the white marbles to go in. And I think I found one, actually. Hold up. Okay. Yeah. So some of these tiles are fake, and they're actually overlays over something beneath them. So if you look at the white marble in the upper right corner, as I move it to the right, you can see it's being occluded by something. And beneath that is one pit. So there are probably 4 of those hidden by tiles that we have to find. All while avoiding this menace moving around randomly. If one of the small white marbles touches the small black marble, it dies. So that's just a random obstacle we need to avoid. And there are multiple tile types here. So going here, in the upper left-hand corner, there are ice tiles. And then to the right of that are swamp tiles. Marbles will sink and eventually drown in swamp tiles, but very slowly. And if you move the mouse quickly, you can kind of just survive in them. Then I think, oh. Then the ones to the right of that, I think, are just normal tiles. The green ones are also relatively normal tiles, but they seem to have an unfortunate lack of friction. In fact, they might have negative friction. So your speed actually increases while you're on them. That's a thing. Negative friction coefficients are a funny haha. And I think these blue tiles are normal. Purple floor tiles are normal. This band just kind of randomly changes for no obvious reason. it's switching between normal tiles, outer space tiles, which, as discussed earlier, you lose control while you're on them, and white tiles. The white tiles reverse your mouse input while you're on them. And I think the rest of these are all fairly normal. Oh. I think these yellow ones are also negative friction. These ones are also negative friction. And yes, when the screen scrolls, that's the level restarting because I have run out of lives. Because the white marbles are dying while I'm looking around and explaining the mechanics of this level. And there are a fair bit of mechanics going on here, but rest assured, this game has a great number of mechanics that are not on display here. Alright, so... Also, some of these floors just break for no reason, so don't step on those. So there's one hole in the upper right corner. I assume they're relatively spread out, but that's not necessarily a safe assumption. They might be symmetrical. That's fair. For the record, I am controlling the 4 white marbles. The black thing tethered to the big blue disc is moving on its own. Okay. So I found 3 of the 4. And by symmetry, the 4th one should be here in the marsh. Unfortunately, it appears that... Yes, okay. So the 4 are, in fact... Let me, hold on. We're going to crack open Yon image editor here. Okay, so I think what we are looking at is here, here, that color is not going to show up. Here, here, and here. Color also not very showing up. It's fine. Don't worry about it. These are, I think, where the locations of the 4 pits are. As you can see, those are symmetrically distributed in the 4 corners. The problem is, this one over here in the upper left, this tile is still swamp. So even when it's placed correctly, it will still fall in there and eventually die. So we need to get that one in there last and hope it sits in there for long enough for the level to complete. You'll find that meditation levels are actually very frequently quite stressful. One of life's many ironies. Just instantly die twice. Perfect. Am I also controlling the black? Yes, I'm actually also controlling the black marble at the same time. Okay, so I have the 2 on the right placed successfully. Okay, I have everything but the upper left placed successfully. Got it, okay. Good, we're out of there. Okay, this looks like salt mining, but more complicated. There's also only 1 marble this time, we're not controlling both. Okay. So I think this stone will break the blocks. Yeah, okay. I think that's probably fine to let that go all the way there. Explosives. Okay, so we're going to be blowing stuff up. We probably want to take this block and push it into the water over here so we can get over to that side. In order to do that, we need to break these blocks, which we'll need the dynamite for. Will the dynamite blow up this floor? It's possible? No, okay, we're fine. So the shovel I have in my inventory will fill in holes if you click on them. Do it once, you'll get a tiny hole. And do it again, and the hole will be gone. Because if you remember from the last level, there are hole physics. They act as slopes you can fall into. So sometimes it's convenient to get rid of them. Alright, so I can get over here and hit that switch, which I assume turns on the laser. I'm not certain that's useful at the moment. No, I can't push this block in right now. Okay. I need to get this out of the way. Okay. Okay. So that laser will always activate. Oh. Again, just from the unsorted pile in iTunes right now. Other than that, I don't think this has a point. I don't think that does anything. Presumably this opens up that gate. We need to get in here, and we've got these blocks that have the little gray marble on it, and you can see the gray marble below me there. If you hit the gray marble into those blocks, it will break them. So we need to get down there. In order to get down there, I need to blow this up. But I think blowing this up will set that oil on fire down there to the right. And that might... Not sure what's going to happen. We'll find out. Yep, okay. So now we have set the level on fire. So we had the fire extinguisher over there, and we needed to use it to spray, I think, where the fire came out through those blocks in order to prevent the fire from spreading to the rest of the level. I think that's fine. I got the spray underneath that block, so I don't think it's going to burn. I think the magic wand will turn these transparent. Yes. Okay, that's cool. That's blue up there. This is red. Now that I've opened up this path, we don't need to do the weird back and forth. We can just push this way. All right, you can see that pushing, that when that stone rolled over this pit, it also filled in halfway. That's a mechanic. If you push a block over a pit, over a hole, it'll fill in halfway, and then if you do it again, it'll fill in all the way. All right, we've matched the greens. Cool. Okay. I'm not certain what's going on over here. I'm not certain how this block activates, because I can't get in there, and dynamite doesn't activate oxides. So if I mail a stick of dynamite and it blows up here, nothing will happen. But I can put this pipe down, which will mail the dynamite into that gap next to all those blocks that'll blow up. So I can get rid of them, but like after I do that, I don't know how that benefits me. It's possible that once there's space there, I can maybe push these blocks upward. Those are mail blocks. If you run into them, it will mail the top item in your inventory to where the endpoint of the tube coming out of it. We'll deal with these first. These are rotator blocks. In the context of this puzzle, if I push a block directly adjacent to it, it will be shoved in the direction the arrows are rotating. So, for example, this block to my right if I were to push this down, it would end up on the right side of this block over here, which would then immediately push it back up. And I don't remember if I can actually shove these. I think you might need a wrench to push these. Well, we'll find out. Okay, they do push. As you can see, that one now just immediately came down. That probably wasn't good. Actually, this might work. Hold up. Hold up. This isn't quite going to work. Maybe that'll work. That would have worked if I had moved that other block up. We are getting super enigmatic right now. We need to restart this level. Oops, didn't want to do that. Actually, does this work? That works fine. That works totally fine. All right. You just need to get not run over by that block. Excellent. Try this again. Yellow, cool. To get this out of the way. To green. I don't think we have green yet. There's green over there. Alright. So we just have that one in the corner. I'm not entirely sure what we have to do about. But we're just going to try something and see if it works. So this is suggesting that what we should do is put that pipe down and then nail the stick of dynamite to the other side. Okay. So there's a hole here in the floor that's a portal, and when I go into it, I will shoot out the other side. And that does that level. Alright. That seems like a good place to stop. Also, because this level looks kind of unfortunate as well. Turnstile maze. So we did 11 puzzles. That's pretty good. I think that's definitely a new record. Granted, most of these were pretty easy, I guess, because it was the start of the set. We got a taste of the Enigma experience. A lot of these levels have, I didn't explain this, the globe icon with the laurels around it. That's supposed to indicate you've beaten the world record time on that level. But the reason it's showing up is because these levels don't have world record times on them. So in a future update, they will have times based on community solving, and all of those will probably go away. But until then, we are a 10-fold world record holder, so good for us. I mean, the game says we have 10 world records, so we must have 10 world records. That's how that works. All right, so thank you everyone for stopping by. Next week, I'll probably pick, well, maybe, I don't know. Should we do this again? I'll probably pick a new major stream game as opposed to playing this again, but maybe I'll just say the hell with it and we'll play more of this. We'll find out. It's a mystery to everyone. Till then, everyone take care, and I will catch you on the flip side.